Hello friends, this is Worm, and I'm super excited to say that we are resurrecting a little bit of a dead series here on the channel, which is Destiny School. This is a series where I take viewer-submitted gameplay and I review it. I talk about what you did well, what you could use work on, and hopefully, the point of this is to give players insight onto how they can improve their Crucible skills. And I want to give a big shout out today to 43210 for submitting their gameplay. They actually submitted several different clips. We're just going to go over one today, but over the next couple days we might see some more. However, if you have gameplay that you want reviewed and you want me to take a look at and talk about what I think you did well, what I think you could do better at, just upload it to YouTube at least 720p, preferably 1080 because that's what I record in, but tag me in either the title or the description, or alternatively you can email me at the YouTube link. My email's below. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna shrink myself down here. We'll full size the screen and let's take a look at this gameplay. Okay, so here we are, and there's also just some notes here I want to point out before we actually start reviewing this. So 43210 says my game settings are FOV 100, cam sensitivity 6, ADS sensitivity 0.5, and mouse DPI 800. First of all, in terms of FOV is whatever you're like feeling most comfortable with. Okay, like I play at 105, which I think is the max. I know I play at max, but if you're comfortable at 100, that's perfectly fine. In terms of sensitivities though, these might change based on like what like how your performance is. Like as we watch, I'm going to analyze and see if I think that you need to change these sensitivities at all, because I think that a lot of times players play at sensitivities that are either too high or too low, and it causes you to, like, when you're aiming at your target here, you'll zip over it too fast, or you won't be fast enough to like keep up. Like they'll be strafing to the left and you'll be trailing behind just a little bit. And so as we go over this, we'll kind of watch and see about these. But in terms of where we're at right now, I think these are some fine settings. So let's go ahead and watch. So we're here at the tower. We're going to show off. Okay, we're going to show off the build first. Okay, so starting off, we have Arc Strider here, of course. Using Arc Staff, great super. Using Gambler's Dodge to get our melee back. Also, I noticed we're using Combination Blow here and Flow State / Lethal Current over here, which I think is a great combo. Especially because up here, you did say you're going to be a melee hunter, which I think is, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because melee is definitely a more difficult play style. You have to, if you try to force a melee build, it's not going to work. But if you force your enemies into your playstyle, it will work very well. But moving on from there, I see Blink. This is a very interesting option. Blink is not something I see a whole lot of hunters use, but it can be used very effectively. And hopefully in this gameplay, we'll see sometimes we can talk about where you can improve on your blinks, and hopefully we'll see sometimes where you will where you really use your blink well. But yeah, so that's that. And then of course, Pulse Grenade, and then onto the fragments here. So this first one here is Spark of Shock, which your Arc Grenade will jolt targets. It also gives you a -10 to your discipline. The next one is Recharge while critically wounded. Your melee and grenade charge faster. Pretty standard, especially in the Crucible. It's pretty good. You're going to be injured a lot. So yeah. Although I will say with this build, if you're going to be getting a lot of melee kills, this one might not be the best, because this is going to take you out of that red bar really quick, with the health regeneration stuff. Next one is Spark of Haste. While sprinting, you have increased mobility, resilience, and recovery. Pretty good. And then the last one here is Feedback. Taking melee damage increases your melee damage. Again, for a melee build, probably a pretty good option here. It also gives you a +10 to either recovery or resilience. I can't remember which one it is. Actually, I think if we just, it doesn't matter which one it is. But yeah, so yeah, that's the build there. Let's see here. What else do we got? Here, let's talk about the stats just real quick before we go off here. In terms of your stats, tier 7 mobility. This is good. Okay, now, obviously, I play Hunter a lot. You see me playing at tier 10 mobility, but I play a different play style. And tier 7 is pretty good. Unfortunately, Hunters, they kind of catch the shaft, because obviously in the Crucible, the two primary stats you want to focus on in terms of your Guardian stats are resilience and recovery. And in order for Hunters to be effective with their, their dodge ability, they have to have high mobility. So we kind of get shafted, but you are able to pull out tier 7 on the mobility, which I think is plenty more than enough. Tier 3 resilience, again, you have to sacrifice something, especially for this tier 100 recovery, which is very nice. I like to see that. So I think sacrificing you know, resilience probably the only way to realistically go. Of course, tier 7 grenade, tier 4 intellect, and tier 1 strength. Now, in terms of strength, obviously in most melee builds, I'd say you want to build more into strength, but you have combination blow and gambler's dodge, as well as all this stuff right here. Like, I think that this is completely fine to have a tier 1 strength, because you're not going to be relying on your strength cooldown as much, because you're going to be using your dodge to get it back. So I think the stat distribution here, very nice, you know, very evenly distributed. You know, tier 7 discipline hopefully will come in pretty handy. Tier 7 mobility is not the lowest, but it's not totally awful. But really, this tier 10 recovery, very nice to see. But let's go ahead and move into the build. Okay, so we got last word on. Okay, wait, back up just a wee little tiny bit here. I need to see what the roll. Yeah, right there. Sorrow's Verse. We got tap the trigger, and Frenzy. This is a really interesting combo. I don't know if this is the best auto rifle that you have. Tap the trigger is a very good perk. I have preached about tap the trigger for basically as long as I can remember. Unfortunately, on this weapon, I know for a fact it doesn't roll with dynamic sway reduction and tap the trigger. They're in the same column. That's why you can only have dynamic sway or tap the trigger. But tap the trigger is going to help you on the front end of your gunfights. I think these 600 round per minute auto rifles have a 0.8 or 0.85 second TTK, something like that. Tap the trigger is going to be active for 0.6 seconds. So for the first half of that gunfight, you're going to have that increase to your stability and stuff like that. Very good perk. Frenzy, I'm a little bit like questionable on Frenzy. Like, will it proc in a game? Yeah, it'll proc occasionally, but it's a really, in my opinion, it's kind of unreliable, especially on bigger maps where you're struggling to find enemies and stuff like that. Plus, a lot of your gunfights are over very quickly. You don't have a lot of means of resetting completely after a gunfight. So, you know, you get in one gunfight, you get the kill, your red health bar. Now you have to wait to heal. In the time it takes you to heal, even at tier 10 recovery, you know, you're out of the way of potentially getting Frenzy. But if you keep Frenzy going, 15%, not really a bad thing. So yeah, we'll take a look at the heavy too. Oh, come on. Take a look at the heavy too. Yeah, oh, man, I'm terrible at pausing this. Come on. Okay. Oh. Well, okay, I know I saw Slick Draw on it. Really want to try to... Okay, you know what? We're going to have to do it this way because I am too slow. I'll slow down to 0.5. There we go. Slick Draw Explosive Light. I don't know if this has proxy nades. Looks like it might based on the blast radius. This roll, I mean, you're probably not going to be using heavy much anyways, but grenade launchers are a little bit difficult to use in this meta because of the new health boost that everybody got. Proxy nade grenade launcher cannot one-shot Guardians anymore, which is kind of wild. Even at like a direct hit, it seems like it can't one-shot himself. But yeah, we'll see if you even use heavy. I'm not gonna trip too much about this, but here we go. Let's get on to the meat. Those are the armor mods and stuff. So we've got the Frosties on. Frosties for regeneration. Okay, so one thing I want to point out, you have Frosties on, you also have Spark of Recharge on. I expect you to be using a lot of abilities. Okay, I expect you to be using a lot of abilities because you're building into your abilities. I mean, you have tier 7 grenade, for example. You know, grenade, you have tier 7 grenade, you've got Frosties, you've got Spark of Recharge. Like, you should be using a lot of grenades in this game. So hopefully we see that. In terms of melees, I mean, again, melees are kind of something that's it's hit or miss, no pun intended, on melee. So we'll just keep an eye out for that. But you got better already recuperation, arc weapon surge. Okay, I think I can see some cohesion. Well, depending on the other perks, we might see some cohesion going on in here. If you have hands-on, specifically on the helmet. Moving on to the chest piece, pretty simple. 3 unflinching arc aims, so that's obviously helping Sorrow's Verse. So you can beam people without being flinched off target. Makes sense. Veiled Ties Grip, you got focusing strike, impact induction, momentum transfer. Again, building heavily into abilities. So I expect to see a lot of ability use. You know, obviously you're doing a melee. It's a melee hunter. That's the title of it. So I'm going to assume that you're looking at, you know, getting a lot of melee kills, obviously. But one thing I might recommend changing here is just picking whichever one of these. Maybe focusing strike, because your melee and your class ability kind of, you know, go hand in hand. I don't know if focusing strike is necessarily a great option, because that gives you class ability energy when you hit a melee, but if you get a melee kill, you're already getting, you know what I mean? I would actually probably change this out for a kinetic reloader or an arc reloader. I would say preferably a kinetic reloader, because the last word feels like it can reload kind of slow, even at times 4 stacks of fanfire. Feels like it kind of reloads a little slow. So That's that. But again, with these, I expect to see a lot of ability usage. And then on the helmet, we have kinetic siphon, hands-on, and kinetic targeting. Okay, so hands-on is the big one here. I see where you're going with this build now. Of course, on the boots, we had recuperation and better already. So when you pick up an orb of power, it's going to give you a health boost. It's going to also start health regeneration. That is really awesome. That is actually really building heavily into flow state / combination blow. Or I'm sorry, lethal current / combination blow, because it's going to get that. I mean, every melee kill you get, you should probably be back at full health after you get the melee kill, which I think is, I mean, is that overcommitment? I won't say it's overcommitment until we watch the actual footage itself, but hands-on, again, very good mod, very nice. In terms of the other mods here, you have kinetic targeting and kinetic siphon. One thing I think is very interesting, on your chest piece you have arc, and on this you have your, you know, your kinetic stuff. I would say commit to one or the other. Obviously I can understand. I don't know, it's difficult. I mean, I think where you're actually, I think where you're at is fine. I think it's fine, you know. One of the things I will say, on your boots you had an arc weapon surge. I would say you should probably be change at least the kinetic siphon over to an arc siphon. And the reason why is because the loop that I'm getting from this is you get a melee kill, you pick up an orb of power, you get full health, you get arc weapon surge, then you go in here with Sorrow's Verse, you get a double kill. It makes another weapon orb because of arc siphon instead of kinetic siphon. Then you can pick that up and you can kind of chain it together. With where we're at currently, you get a, you know, you have a arc weapon surge down here on your boots, you know, but then all of a sudden, you know, you have arc weapon surge going, then you get double kill. It doesn't make it orb power, just it kind of interrupts the flow. So I would change this to a an arc siphon, or change the mod on your boots here to a kinetic surge. Either one of those I think will do your build just a little bit better. But yeah, of course, like we said, like we said, this is a melee build. We're not, the point of this whole series is not to change your build. I could sit here and say, okay, we'll take all this stuff off and put all this stuff on, change these mods and do this and give you the perfect build, but that's not what you're going for. So that's not what I want to go for. I want to talk about how you can improve your melee based build. And I think that overall, like, you know, it's set up pretty well. Like I said, just a couple things, you know, the siphon mods I'd be changing and stuff like that. But we're going to see how well you're able to pull off the melee build as we get into it. So yeah, let's go ahead and skip forward here to the gameplay because you're at the tower. Where's it at? All right, here we are. We're starting in right now. Also, another thing I want to point out, I'm not really sure if you're making a conscious effort to win the game, but I am going to give commentary on stuff that will help win the game as well. And one of the first things we're going to see is your pathing. Are you going to go to A or are you going to go to B? Because in this map, which we'll talk a little bit more about this map in just a second, because I'm just realizing your build's not gonna do you much good here. Well, honestly, I shouldn't say that, but anyways, this map is better to hold A and C. And let me just get this out of the way and talk about why. Here's the spawns. Okay, so here's B up here, here's C, and here's A. Okay, B, A, C. Here is spawn for the seed side. Here's spawn for A side. Notice you're very close to A. You're a long way from B. They're very close to C. You're a long way from, they're a long way from B. The spawns, there's these two spawns, but there's a spawn up here by B and there's a spawn back here. Notice the difference. Notice if you are spawning on B, you're guaranteed to keep B, but you've got a long run to C. You've got a long run to A. But if you're spawning back here between C and A, you're like what, like 30 meters at most away from either of these flags at the same time. Capping A and then going around the backside of the map to cap C next is going to force them to spawn up here on B. That's going to force them into an awkward situation where their team is going to have to run a mile to get to C, and is probably going to split them up too. Like I've noticed, like, you know, teams, they don't split very well, you know, or either they split perfectly. They don't play very well together, because if you're trapped on B, little tiny side note here, you should always run with all of your team to one of the two flags. But teams don't do that. They'll spawn B, half of them will go to C, half of them go to A. If you die, you spawn literally, like, you know, in this area. You just run either or. But yeah, that's the way that this map should be played. You should be trying to cap A and C. But let's see what you do here. Okay, so you and basically all your team, it looks like you're going to go to B, except for maybe this guy right here. Let's watch. Yeah, so you got one teammate going to A, radar disappeared, but you got 4 of y'all going towards B, probably 5. Teammate got killed there. Oh, no, teammate did not get killed. Teammate got a kill there, I should say. Okay. I'm going to pause here. So I'm noticing right off the bat here, you have a teammate right here with you. So they also haven't capped C, which means there's probably one, maybe two people on the flag. Actually, let's rewind it just a tiny bit so we can see exactly how many people are capping C. So they're still not on it. Wow. There's 2 people on it. Yeah, that's definitely the hallmark of 2 guardians. That's the speed at which it caps with 2 guardians. So your teammates here, I'm interested to see, are y'all going to be fishing a barrel right now, or are you going to be able to hammer out these 2 guys on the flag? Let's see what happens. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I found the primary issue that we're gonna potentially have with this game, which is overcommitment to your build. Remember, right at the start of this video, I talked about builds, and I talked basically about making your build work for you. What the issue I see here is you're trying to force the build. There are 2 things that need to happen when you're using, especially a melee based build, or really any type of build. If you're using a close range build, double SMGs with Peacekeeper, something like that, you have to force your enemies to play your play style. If you force the build, you're not going to do well. But if you force your enemies to play your build, you're going to do well. And this is a situation right here. When you run in like that, this is you trying to force the build to work, and look what happens. You got killed. Okay. And, again, this is all learning experience and stuff like that. But this situation right here, your teammate's shooting. I don't see any return fire yet, even. Your teammate's shooting. If you would have stopped right here with your auto rifle and started beaming this guy right here, and I think there was another guy, if I'm not mistaken, there's another guy. Maybe this is him right here, kind of his leg showing. Can't really tell, but there is another guy, probably like right here. Your teammate, if instead of trying to go for that blink and trying to get the melee kill off, because I know that's what you're doing. I know for a fact that's what you were doing. Don't try to play with me. You were trying to go for the melee kill. Your teammate and him could have beamed this guy very easily, and then y'all could have double teamed this last guy up here. Now, I do see some red over here on the radar, which we'll keep that in mind for just a second. But, forcing the build to work here is not going to, it didn't help you at all. You luckily did get a grenade kill, but you only got a grenade kill because this guy's a mountain. I mean, look at seriously, look at this guy that's on the flag. Look at how much he moves. The man is made of stone. He stood in the grenade. He didn't strafe left. He didn't strafe right. He didn't go forward, backward. He didn't do any of it. He stood right there. And let's actually watch how this plays out. So yeah, I think how many enemies was that? There's a warlock, a titan. There was a hunter. There was 2 hunters. Yeah, there's one. Yeah, okay. So your teammate, I think probably their whole team was very close by. Your teammate was not going to make it out. I don't think that even you and your teammate would have made it out of that situation. But at the same time, if you had just beamed that one guy with your teammate and stayed back a little bit, you could have had the potential to get another kill, picked off that warlock who was trying to hit y'all with a bow. Again, double team, pick them down one by one. Let's see here, but we're going to spawn in here. We're going to go to B. We're going to go to A. Just need to point out, indecision is going to cost you games. At this point right here, you wait for it. You're spawning in. At this point right here, when you're in third person, you need to already figure out which way you're going to go. Are you going to go to B? Or are you going to go to A? And this is when you spawn in and you start going to B, and then you change your mind and go to A. Just during this spawn in period, look at where your teammates are, look at the flags, and that's when you make your decision. Obviously, I think going A is the better route. You see all your team over there by C, so you're going to go up by A. This is perfectly fine. You're going to cut through the middle, go to middle tunnel, maybe. Yeah, going to middle tunnel here. Got last word out. Also, just a quick little note here. When does it pop up? Let me see. Right here. Oh, that was a perfect pause timer. They are back there. There's somebody off towards the back of the map to your left over here. Just something, again, keep that in mind while you're going into this engagement, or while you're going where you're going, because this person that's back here is probably trying to go around to A. But we're going to go out here. You're going to dodge. Okay. There's an enemy here. I see. Okay. The melee build. Are we about to see the melee action? Oh, brother. Bro. Yeah. You blinked right here. I thought you were done. I thought you were literally about to just fly right off the map. Okay, let me say something here. I don't know how familiar you are with Blink. Okay. I don't want to pretend to assume that you know everything about Blink, but I also don't want to pretend that you're a newbie at Blink. I don't know if this was calculated and you knew you were going to land here, but if you didn't, this was a very risky blink because you came so close to just flying off the map. I mean, you were very close to flying off the edge of the map. That was risky. That's why I jumped, because I thought you were actually going to go off the map. I think you can kind of fall down right here too. But yeah. Sorry. Let's rewind just a little bit. Let's actually watch what happens here. So do the dodge. You blink over. There is an enemy kind of right up there. You go back to B. I don't know what. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What was this? What was this? Hold on. Are we on? Yeah. Okay. What was this? Okay. So you run out here. You see the enemy. You do the blink. Blah blah blah. But then you turn around and you run back towards B. I don't know what the point of this play was. I really don't. I don't know if this was, I have an idea that it was probably like, oh, you panicked, like you blinked, you couldn't figure out where they were, so you just wanted to get out of there and get to safety really quick. But this was a big old waste of time in my opinion. Okay, especially because you're winding back up exactly to where you just were. Like in my opinion, there was no point in doing that. So oops, let me back to full screen. Don't know why I came out of full screen. What I would actually say probably would have been the better play right here. Okay, you blink over here. When you're right here, all you got to do, right behind this rock, sit right here, and that's it. Okay, then you can get your bearings on the map. Also, I want to point out here, I think that another reason why you ran is because you were a little bit confused. You didn't know where the enemies were, blah, 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 blah. Something to keep in mind is anytime there's a wee bit of downtime in Destiny, look at your radar. Okay, during a blink, after you come out of the blink and you're falling to the ground, you don't have much control over what you're doing. Just take that 0.2 seconds, just glance up there real quick, see where the enemies are, look back at the screen. If you are in a melee fight, when you're punching, as soon as you punch that melee button, you're already committed to the melee. Just glance at the radar really quick. If you're putting, if you're a Titan and you're putting a Titan barricade down, or you're a Warlock and you're putting a Rift down, just glance at the radar real quick while you are indisposed, because you can't do anything else. And this is one of the things I think that if you would have glanced up at your radar while you're falling out of that blink, you would have been like, okay, actually I can move to this spot right here and I'll be safe. But of course that's not what happened. You ran back here to this awkward little thing, wasted a lot of seconds, and then you come back up here again. I just want to rewind it real quick so we can get a better idea of where I'm talking about. Of course, you landed about right here. All you would have had to do was come behind these rocks. They can't, if they were up in this window, they couldn't shoot you. The guy that was right here wouldn't have been able to shoot you if you're right there. Like the most he does is come around the rock, but you have last word. You're ready for him. You're ready to give him that crispy, I think it still is a 4-tap kill, but when they fix it, it'll be a crispy 3-tap at 0.53 seconds, which is nutty freaking fast. But yeah, you did the whole awkward run away, run back there thing, and then turns around, just decided to make up your mind to come back. You get to the flag, you get a melee kill. That was very lucky. He tried to penumbral blast you. Watch this. He tried to freeze you, and it didn't work. Got a kill. Okay, you've got combination blow. This guy's AFK. You're gonna go, oh, smart. I just want to point this out. Instead of just doing what basically everybody else does, which is beam him down with a weapon, you actually go up there and get ×2 stacks of combination blow going. I think that's a good idea. So you're gonna go to A. Are we gonna be able to use combination blow? No, I do not think so. We're gonna stop on A. Are you gonna get a triple? Yeah, y'all gonna get a triple. Right on, got a triple. Unfortunately, didn't get a chance to use combination blow. I think in this situation, you could have potentially stood on A for a second. Let me grab a drink real quick. Hold on. You could have potentially stood on A for just a second and then kept going, or you could have maybe cut like through the middle. Like, let's see. Let me see if I can point out. Like kind of, well, hold on, let me draw it. Down there. Could have gone down there and cut up through the middle. Would it have allowed you to get a trip cut? I don't know. I think that probably just going to the flag was a good idea, but yeah, there's a guy right here. I think you see him. You do. He dies. That's okay. Okay, you got some, I'm noticing immediately because you did a blink there. I looked at the radar. I'm noticing there's some guys in this tunnel down here. Mind you, this loadout is not very good for this map, but this tunnel right here is your domain. Last word, melee build. This is where, I mean, this is where you are the king of the hill right here. So let's see. You're going to go in here. There's somebody coming. All right. I predict you're going to, here's the thing. I think you're going to win this melee battle. I really do. I think you're going to win this melee battle because you have the build for it. Dodge. Okay. Ooh. Oh, my boy. What on earth was that? I mean, you won. I'd say that was a good prediction. That was obviously, I mean, it was kind of common sense you're going to win that. Like, you have the build for it. I really thought you'd hit him twice or so with last word and then melee finish him. But regardless, it works. But the thing I want to point out here, what is all this dancing that y'all do? Like, okay, you dodge. Makes sense. Get lethal current going. Punch him. Back up. Okay, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Then you figure, oh, he's right behind me. That was like awkward to watch. Like, and again, it's one of those things. This is just, it's going to come with time, being able to have these melee fights. But both of y'all were kind of like confused, like, where's the other person? Stuff like that. But I'm going to keep watching here, see what happens. There's somebody just passed you. And then that guy in front of you killed you. Okay. So I see I see you trying to force your build to work, and it cost you, in my opinion, it cost you very dearly. Because this, again, like we said, this is your domain. This tunnel is all close range. This is all about, melees, last word. Like, you are set right now. You get this melee kill. Okay, first kill here. Now we're looking at the radar. We know there's more enemies down there. You get it. Took you a little longer than it probably should have, but you get it. And then right here, I don't know if you actually, let me see. I don't know if you could actually see it. Let me slow it way down. There are two people down this hall. And I know this because of the radar, but also one of them passes you. They literally fly over your head. Well, not fly, but, well, yeah, kind of fly. But watch. Let's hit play. Oh! It's literally one frame. It is literally one frame. Like, you can literally see this man for one frigging frame. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pause it, like, on the actual, like, I don't know if I'll be able to pause it fast enough, because it's literally one frame. But there is a warlock, and he was coming for you. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, like, why I think that you really passed up a beautiful opportunity here. Let's see if I can pause it right as we see him right there. He's behind your gun model, which I think is super awkward. Like, he's still behind your, like, this is one of those awkward moments in Destiny where it's just wrong place, wrong time. He's literally standing right here. Your gun model is blocking you from seeing him until about right here, and he jumps up. Okay. Let me tell you why, like, where I think you really threw in this whole event. So, of course, you get the first melee kill. Okay, yeah, it takes a long time, but who cares? You got it, and notice, wait for it, you get the kill. Notice your health is full. Your health is, like, literally completely topped off after this melee kill because of all your perks working together. Your hands-on, your what is it called? Your better already, your recuperation, your just your subclass in general. But you want to force the build to work. So let me tell you what would have been the play, what should have been the play. You get this melee kill right here. When you kill this guy, you can see on the radar right up here, let me get my pin, there is two people. Bright red indicates that there's at least two. If it's really bright red, there's three or more, but this indicates that there's two people up here. All you had to do, stay right there. That is literally all you had to do, is stay right there, and you would have walked out at least with a double, if not a triple. And here's the reason why I say this. If you stopped right here, this guy's body flies out. Okay, now they already know you're here because of the radar, but they also see that you just killed one of their teammates. What happens in duels? Both parties are injured, right? Like, everybody gets injured, you fought this guy, like, you punched him, killed him with your melee, but he punched you too, whatever. You should be at like half health. The guy that ran you down, that was hidden behind your last word gun model, he was charging you down because he expected you to be at no health. He expected to just literally clean you up with like a couple bullets. That is where you could have capitalized so much, because as soon as he walks around the corner, you're full health. You've got last word ready to go. You've got a combination blow up because you just got a melee kill. Hit him once or twice with last word. Dodge. Hell, dodge beforehand. I mean, this guy's close enough. You probably would have activated lethal current. Or, I mean, you probably would have got your melee ability back. Dodge, get lethal current going. You have your melee ability back. Hit 1-2 shots with the last word. Throw that punch. Kill him. Get that full health back. You also get your dodge ability back. If the last guy tries to come around, you just do the same thing. Easy triple kill. Easy triple kill. But that's not what happened. Of course, you wanted to, in this situation, you wanted to force the build to work. And this guy jumped over your head. And I think you probably saw him because you did melee there. You did kind of do a little awkward, like a little flick, like, whoa, like that kind of with your mouse. But then you readjust your aim back to this guy right here. And honestly, I think that in this situation, this is definitely the guy that you should be targeting. The reason why is because he knows you're there. You know he's there. He's already shooting at you. The guy that passed over your head, did he see you? Maybe, maybe not. Like, you probably have a little bit longer time before he starts shooting at you. This guy does not. He's already there. So I think that, you're trying to get him. But again, you're trying to force that build. You're trying to force the melee build. And that cost you potentially a triple, like I said. Learning moments. Now you know for the future. But yeah. Yeah, see, that's the guy that jumped over your head. Okay, so you got a good spawn back here. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go to A. Not gonna go to A, gonna go to what, middle tunnel. Okay, shooting this guy. Whoa. Okay. This right here. Okay, this is what I was talking about when I was talking about sensitivity earlier. This is the first gun kill you've got this game. So hopefully we get some more so I can judge, but your aim here is, it looks like you're struggling with being on target. So let me rewind just a teeny weeny bit. So as you come around the corner here, obviously, jumping up, we'll see, you're gonna switch to your other weapon. Now you see your team and you see the enemy. You see he's right there. Good idea, mind you, to switch to the auto rifle instead of trying to use last word at this distance. But he disappears right here. Now you have a good idea of where he is. He's probably about right there, right? Like he's probably right there. He's continues shooting. So you aim right where he was. You aim right where he was. But you couldn't see him because this little hill here. Then when he starts strafing coming up the stairs, you see he's over here. So what happens? Okay, an aim down sights. Oh, there he is. Okay, then it took you a second to process. You start shooting. What? Look at this distance. Here's your reticle. Look at how far away. Like, you are probably like 4, maybe even 5 meters off target right now. Okay, now of course this is the very first shot that you're taking. Okay, you start moving over, right? Now you're about, maybe like 3 meters away or something like that. Then he's continuing straight. You're still behind him. Still behind him. You shoot how many shots was that? It was like 3 or 4 shots, all off target. I think you're honestly hitting the 16 right here. You're hitting that damage because of the bullet magnetism of the bullets that are coming out of your gun. Because you see they don't come out in a perfect line. They're kind of coming out like little awkward angles and stuff. But again, another miss shot. Okay, there we go. Finally, this has got to hit, right? I don't know how the hell that didn't hit. Oh, it did hit. It was just a little bit of a latent shot. With that being said, though, then he starts strafing the other way, and again, you're still like you're behind him for 2 or 3 shots. This is what I was talking about when I brought up sensitivity. Like, your sensitivity is, your ADS sensitivity might be a little bit too low because you're lagging a little bit too much behind your target. Like really, I think you should have killed this guy a lot sooner, right? Like, you've missed a bunch of bullets, you hit 2, miss a bunch more. Luckily, of course, you get the kill. So, play with your sensitivities. And what I would say is, with your ADS sensitivity, bring it up just a little bit. I know you said, I think as you said, it was at 0.5, right? Let's go back here. Yeah, your ADS sensitivity is 0.5. Play with it at 0.6 and see if you start feeling like you're doing a little bit better in terms of your shooting and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and speed it up here. I know that there's action going on to your left. Let's see what happens. Oh, 2 guys. Ooh, get him. Oh, nice. One more. Yes. Ooh. Oh my God, sorry. That right there is the epitome of using your kit. That was a beautiful, oh my God, that was literally beautiful. Okay, let's go over it again. I want to talk about because you did basically everything right here. Okay, of course, took you a little bit to get the kill, but you got the kill here. Okay, on ADS, you see these 2 guys right here. You know you're toast. What do? You know the positioning of the map. You know there's this rock wall here. You blink up and around the rock wall. This guy comes around, he comes blazing because he's looking for you. Fortunately, I think what he did, I think he actually saw your teammate right here first. Okay, you blink to safety, which is, this is exactly what blink should be used for. Okay, blink, everybody thinks it's an offensive tool. Blink is a defensive tool. You blink out of the way. You are now, I mean, literally there's a period of time where I mean, they lost sights on you completely, right? Like, let's maybe a little bit forward. Like, let's watch it again. Like, they completely lose sights on you. Okay, you get this kill, you get shot at, you jump back. Yeah, right there. They're gone. Like, they're gone. You're gone. They can't see where you went. So at the bare minimum, instead of fighting this out, you turn around, tuck tail, and run, and you would have been fine. This dude came blazing because he expected you to be there, but of course your teammate got his attention first. That's who he was shooting at. Okay, this is, and this is a little bit of luck here that your teammate was here, because I think that if your teammate wasn't there, this guy probably would have been targeting you. But at the same time, notice your last word is ready to go. And you've got a lightning TTK. If his aim is even remotely bad, you clean him up, you kill him before he gets a chance to kill you. So anyways, you and your teammate kill this guy. This dude comes running at you, but mind you, that tier 10 recovery coming in clutch here, because look at your health. You're already back at half health. This dude, I think he was coming into, actually he was coming into melee you, and easy cleanup. You tap him how many times with last word? I want to see real quick. Let's see here. Once. All you had to do is tap him once with last word, and you melee him, clean him up, you get full health back immediately. Beautiful play. That was a beautiful play. Run in here. Okay, you got him. But okay, so again, you follow this beautiful play with another almost perfect play. Okay, here, let me talk about it. So you run in here, you have combination blow going, you know you want to get the melee kill, and also you can see he doesn't realize you're there until you're literally right up on him. You're right on his booty and he realizes you're there. What do? Punch once. Great option. Then this is the beautiful part. You dodge literally through his body. Okay, you dodge literally right through his body. So now he and you are facing opposite directions. So he's like, where are you at? Where is he at? You turn around. Then y'all are in this awkward situation of, oh, where is he? And of course, this is a part, again, I think maybe better like DPI, maybe higher DPI would help you get on this target faster, because like, there is this little period of awkward here. Let me slow it down, where you're kind of like, oh, where is he? Right? Like you come in here, you nail him once, great. You dodge through him. And actually, I'm pretty sure I have the volume turned down so that it's not too loud for y'all, but I can hear him melee. He melees nothing. Like you can hear him activated. But again, higher DPI would have allowed you to spin a little bit more to the left. This melee would have connected. Like you could have almost, if you play a little bit higher on your DPI, you could have almost like basically 360. Like you dodge 360, or not 360, 180. You dodge 180, punch him, clean him up immediately. Still though, you kill him, you get, sorry, hang on, let me get over a drink. Man, wow, these longer videos kill my throat. But yeah, get the kill. It's great. Of course, back to full health and everything like that. So let me go ahead and speed it back up here. Let's watch what happens next. Okay, there's a strand claw. Oh, you're gonna die. Oh, you didn't die. Lucky. This was lucky. You get the kill here. You get back to full health. So one of the things, immediately you turn around because you see red on the radar. What else do you see? You see this dude right here. Okay, this is an enemy clone. Notice, you can look here. None of your teammates. This guy's over here. This guy's way deep. This guy's way back there. None of your teammates are here to have left a clone. So this is an enemy clone. You could also just like take 2 steps closer to it and it'll pop up with a little health bar, something indicating, or its aim assistance will drag you around. You could tell this was an enemy clone. You just got a kill. You just got back to full health. You fully reset. For some odd reason, I'm not sure why you walk. Okay, here's the thing. I get the dodge to safety. I do. Why on earth did you walk right up next to this thing? Like I cannot stress how lucky you are that you didn't die right here. The little threadlings, I don't know if they just didn't target you or what, but you didn't die. But also you're critically wounded now. Like if this guy that was shooting you out here had killed your teammate and been after you, you would have been a sitting duck. as opposed to if you had not gone close to the clone. If you'd gone to the left and followed along that wall a little bit, you've only been at half health, give you a much better chance. But it's just one of those things, like being aware of the battlefield, what's on the battlefield, who's on the battlefield is key. But let's keep watching here. So we're going to be turning around, going back to A. Again, I think that this is good play. We're going to hang out on A. I'm not sure why. I have no idea why you stayed on A so long, but it works, I guess. Your teammate takes that kill from you. I think you would have got that kill regardless, though. I mean, he was charging at you straight on last word. You got a crit off on him. I think you'd have got that kill fine. Then we're going to go this little awkward kind of dance around the edge of the map. And here we go. Now we're going into middle tunnel. Let's see here. Okay, your teammate's going. They're capping B. There's a guy up there. You're gonna go after him. Ooh, just miss. Oh, wait, no. What? Oh, what? Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not afraid. Why? Okay. Do you know now that? Okay, when we watch this in retrospect, do you realize what you did wrong here? Like, what's like? I hate to say that, but what do you realize what happened here that you could have avoided? Obviously death, but you realize how you could have avoided it. Your teammate goes up here. Now, obviously, I think that everything you're doing is fine. Following your teammate, your teammate's going up there. You know he's going to need help, so you follow him. This is good. This is a good play. Sticking by your teammates. Unfortunately, your teammate did not make it. He died right there. But you jump up here. Obviously, there's this guy right in front of you. Okay, completely fine. You go in for a melee kill. Again, you miss. I think that having higher DPI, because let me watch it again real quick, but I think you flicked a little bit to the right to hit him. If you had higher DPI, you would have flicked enough that you would have turned, probably actually punched him. But you get hit by a grenade. And I know it's very difficult to see probably on y'all's end YouTube, I'm sorry. But your health bar right here, you just got hit by a grenade. See this orange little ring here? It's a firebolt grenade just cracked right on top of you. So you just took a pretty decent amount of damage. I don't think it's 100 damage. I don't think it's like half damage, but pretty decent amount of damage. Naturally, you dodge. Okay, again, no problem. Right here, we are doing perfectly fine. There's two things I think that could have happened in this with this situation. What I personally would have done in this situation is, as I'm getting shot, I would have slid my finger down, because you play on M and K, you got your finger on W. I would have slid it down to S key and dodged backwards, so I go off that edge back there. However, there's two routes. You could do that. You can dodge backwards, or you can do what you did here. You can dodge forward. And when you dodge forward here, you run to this wall, and you have cover behind this wall, because they're capping the flag. Will they chase you? Maybe, maybe not. But it gets you out of immediate gunfire and allows you to A, get ready for a potential melee fight right here, or B, run over here and take shelter in this thing, get your health back. But instead, what have we said? What's a recurring theme throughout this gameplay? You are overcommitting, or you're trying to force the build to work. You dodge, you turn towards the enemy. Like there's three guys up here, I think, or two. No, there's three. The radar's telling me there's three guys up here, and you're trying to go four. Yeah, there's four. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here, and then there's one over here. He's kind of blocked by your big old arm, but you go in for the, you're trying to force the build to work, and forcing the build, like, that's what got you killed. If you would have gone along this wall here instead of trying to go up there and get a melee kill, one of them may have come out and tried to chase you. Again, tap him once or twice with last word. You already had lethal current going up. You melee him outside of his melee range. You get the kill, get full health. You're back in business. Not what happened though. So, don't force the build to work for you. Force your enemies, don't force the build to work. Force your enemies to make your build work. Force your enemies towards you to make your build work. Again, I see a little bit of this indecision right here. Again, nitpicky complaint, but indecision is just a time waster. You start going towards C. So let's see it, 56 seconds. Start going towards C. Then, turn around. Okay, then he's like, okay, now I want to go back to about where you were right here, 49 seconds. So that's 7 seconds just wasted because you didn't plan out where you're going to go. Instead, just plan out where you're going to go. As you're spawning and say, I want to go to A. Okay, I know exactly which route I'm going to take. So we going to A, probably going to cap the A flag, right? Right, you shot at that guy. Okay. Somebody jumped in here. This is not the guy you were just shooting at, by the way. I'm sure you probably know that. But I want to talk about something right here. I want to talk about your aim. for a second. Obviously, the fun little last word shot, completely okay, like it happens. But when you switch to your auto rifle, notice where you're aiming. Notice, in fact, can I zoom in? I can't really zoom in here, but notice you're aiming at this Guardian's freaking belly button right now, okay? You are shooting him in the literal belly button. Like here, let me draw a person here. Okay, there's the sleeves. And then like here's the shirt. Like you're shooting right here in his belly button. Okay. Belly button ain't doing nothing. 14 damage is I mean, I wouldn't even say that's tickling him. It's like a mild nuisance. Like a little bug that lands on you and flies away. Okay, you're not doing anything. Instead, and you continue to shoot until he goes behind cover. Now, mind you, his head level is about right here. Your reticle's still down here. Now, I understand that, you know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, especially he's outside your range, obviously, it can be difficult. But one of the key points that one of the key tips I can give you is aiming at Guardian head level. Like whenever you go into an, whenever you're ADSing, train yourself to aim higher than what you're acclimated to. Okay, for this doorway, aim at about the middle of the doorway. Okay, and actually let's back up just a tiny bit here. Let me remove that. If you were aiming right about here, switch to your other weapon, aim right here, you would have landed a bunch of crits instead of a bunch of bodies. Now, would it have killed him? No, he was too close to cover, but it would have taken him substantially out of the fight. And then maybe this dude over here could have come out the middle and cleaned him up, right? And maybe he does. I wasn't paying attention, but maybe he does. But, would have given him an easier time. Okay, so be mindful of where you're aiming. Anytime, you're by a doorway, for example, mind where you're aiming. And the best tip that I can give to teach you where to aim at certain locations, like on this map, for example, let's say, where do I aim right here? I don't know where Guardian head level is. Watch your teammates. As your teammates run through the door, keep note of where their head level is. Say, oh, their head level's right next to this little weird white spot, or their head level's, maybe down here or something like that. I don't really know. But their head level's about right here. Then you can start aiming right here. That way, if an enemy does come, you already know where their head's going to be because you've watched your teammates go through that door a dozen times and you know where your teammates' heads are. So you know where the enemy's head is going to be because all Guardians are the same height. But yeah, just again, aiming for precision, much better. I know y'all probably kind of surprise each other right here. But again, even if you start aiming at the belly button, just flick up just a little bit and you'll start landing those crits. But this guy comes in and you switch the last word for some odd reason. Well, not some odd reason. I understand why. I understand why you switched the last word right here, but keeping the auto rifle would have been the play. Okay, this dude comes in. He doesn't know where you are because he threw a melee at the flag, and you're over here. So he misses a melee completely. You're at half health, so I don't think you would have won this anyways. But you start hip firing. I'm okay with hip firing. I know that some people will want to, why are you hip firing? Well, you should be ADSing. No, hip fire. When he surprises you like that, start hip firing, but transition to ADS. Instead of switching to last word. And again, I understand why you switch to last word because it's much better at close range than this auto rifle probably is. But at the same time, y'all are already in combat. Switching weapons and taking that 0.5 seconds to switch weapons, that's a death sentence for you. Look at this health, like that's a death sentence. So instead, keep that auto rifle out. Start with hip fire, but then transition to ADSing while you're still hip firing. I don't know if it would have saved you in that instance, but it would have helped. Okay, on to C. Get a melee kill. Hold on. Back up. Overcommitment to the build right here. You see somebody's on C. You're going to go attack him. Perfect. Totally get it. Why are you rushing in there? Like, he knows you're coming. He's got a wall there so he can see you. You go in for the blink. He starts shooting you. Like, he does punch you or something. I don't know. I think the only reason why you survived and got this kill is because your teammate threw a trip mine that hit him and allowed you to one tap him with your melee, as opposed to, him killing you. Because if that trip mine hadn't hit him, he would not have been. It would have taken 2 melees, and you were 2 melees as well. And maybe he would have punched you and then cleaned you up with a weapon. Who knows? This is a risky. This is a risky force, and of course, like we talked about, forcing the build, never a good idea. It will work sometimes. You got the kill here. That's great. I'm glad you got the kill, but it won't always work out like this. Instead, what you could have done, back up. And maybe you were concerned because B, they had B, they had A, and they're capping C. You didn't want to get a triple cap, so you just wanted to get in there and stand on the flag for a second, which if that's the case, props to you, because that's a major team play right there. But if you're just going for the kill, right here, don't blink. I'm pretty sure you can probably jump this without a blink. Okay, but you jump it, you can hip fire while you're jumping. If he steps out and starts shooting while you're jumping, you start hip firing him. Okay, but really you could stand on this ledge and see what he's gonna do. Now, obviously he's gonna stand behind his wall because that's what Titans do. They just, hide behind the wall all day. So, going over here, not blinking, but just jumping across like a bunny hop would have forced him out of that. You could have started shooting him with last word, and then cleaned him up. Your teammate had the trip mine there, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, the only reason you won this is because of the trip mine, in my opinion. But you got it. We're going to go, okay, to the right. There's enemies up there. You're going to dodge. Again, overcommitment to forcing the build to work. You're trying to force this build to work, and it cost you. And I think that also you are a little bit impatient, and actually, I definitely think you're impatient, and I'll talk about why. Okay, so first of all, coming up here, your radar, there's already some red on it. There's two people here. Okay, just a second ago you could see it was bright red, but now there's two segments. That's how you know there's two people up here. You see the one come around the corner. Now, your course of action, you chose to dodge to get lethal current going and try to run at them to get a melee kill. What should you have done? Okay, look at your positioning, look at what's around you on the map, how many enemies you're up against, what could you have done? My opinion, it's very simple. Instead of dodging straight this way, dodge this way. Okay, dodge this way. You got lethal current for 10 seconds. Okay, you got lethal current for 10 seconds. That's a long time in game. And this is what I was talking about when I said, I feel like you're a little bit impatient. You dodge and you immediately want to go up there and try to nail that, that lethal current, get that explosion off. That is not how you play it. Like you have 10 seconds. You have all the time in the world to wait and, get a melee off. In fact, actually, hold on. I want to do something. I want to, let's count 10 seconds. Okay. So I'm going to start right here. So this is where the dodge starts. I'm going to just be quiet and we're going to pause the timer whenever it gets to 6 minutes and 10 seconds up here on the top of the screen. Ready? And this is how long lethal current lasts. Boom. Did you see that? You had time to die and spawn back in before the timer even ran out. Okay. Your enemy team, or the enemies back here. Let's look at actually their positioning after you had died here. They're going down here. Like, let me clear this. Sorry. They're going down here. Like they're just kind of dancing right there. What I think you could have done and should have done in this situation. And again, I think this could have netted you a double kill very easily. Dodge behind the rock right here. When you dodge right here, aim over here and just sit right there. That's all you got to do. Okay. Sit right there. Number one, if they are too scared, the best thing it's going to do for you is they're going to stay back here. It's going to allow your teammates to come up here and start helping you. Number two, though, if they're aggressive, they're going to push either this way or this way. You just keep an eye on your radar. If you see them coming up here, this is easy. I mean, again, last word, melee, boom, that's one kill back to full health. And you got lethal current still active. Okay. Then the other one, let's say the other one tries to come around this side. Well, you kill him right here, run up on this side. Now he's down here, you're up here, you're back to full health. He's not expecting you to be full health. You can jump over the rock to kill him, whatever. Another thing you can do, you see they're coming this way. Instead of waiting right here, back up around the rock so that you're on this side of the rock. Let me clear this. They're about right here, you're right here. All you gotta do, boop, jump up and over. Easy melee kill. While you're in the air, 2 shots, 3 shots with last word, come in for the melee, get the full health, get the dodge back, all that stuff. Then you can handle this, then you can start handling the second guy. Again, one of the strengths of your build is if you can get a melee kill, you will reset the whole gunfight and your enemy will not be expecting it. So yeah, I think that's the route you should have taken right there. Just behind the rock, wait a second, see what they're going to do. You've got 10 seconds of lethal current. Don't Don't be, you know, worried about trying to get a melee off as soon as possible. Like, give it 10 seconds. Okay, and especially when there are enemies nearby, 10 seconds forever. Okay, like if you're capping a flag, like 10 seconds might go by really quick, but when you're in combat, 10 seconds a long freaking time. So yeah, that's that. Of course, you know, you die, you do all that mess, and you die, and you spawn on B. Let's skip forward a little bit. So, spawn on B. We're gonna go to middle tunnel. No, we're gonna sit here in the open. Wait a second. Why are we? Okay, hold on. So, this isn't necessarily this wouldn't be normally a bad play, but with your loadout, this is a bad play, okay? The reason why, you come here and you just stop and you just stand here and hang out here. Enemies, now obviously they have the A flag, so enemies are likely to be over here on this little thing, in here, or coming around the edge. Actually, we did see a guy come around this edge here. None of these ranges are something that you're going to be able to handle with last word in your hands ready to go. Like at minimum, you should have switched to the auto rifle. That way, if somebody does pop up down here, you can immediately start shooting them. Even if they came through this tunnel, which I didn't see any red, but we can check again in a second. Even if they do come through this tunnel and come out this way, you're still out of range with last word. And that's kind of what happened. You got caught with your pants down here, essentially. You know, this dude, he comes around, so he starts shooting you. You're like, oh crap. Take a couple shots. Now, luckily, you did survive that situation. Actually, ironically, I think last word is what saved your life, because you realized you couldn't shoot him, so you backed up out of combat. Because if you'd had on your Sorrow's verse, you might have tried to fight him back. You would have died. But yeah, just again, positioning is key. You know, if you want to wait here, push up to where Sober is. This way, they can't beam you from out here. You're protected by the cave wall. You know, you can definitely tell if they're coming from this way. Oops, sorry. You can definitely tell if they're coming from this way, if they're coming through the tunnel. But if you're like right here, kind of where Sober is, you're a lot safer. And you still get that kind of map knowledge that you're looking for. Because I know that's what you're looking for right here. You're just kind of figuring out where they're going to be coming from and stuff. But yeah, miss a bunch of last word shots. Not surprising. He's way outside of your range. About to have super. Great. And okay, pop super here. Okay, this is an okay time to pop super. I just want to point that out. Okay, I know, you know, some people say, oh, you gotta pop super at a specific time. No, this is an okay time to pop super. You get one kill. Let's see, there's a guy around the corner. He's coming at you. That was that, hold on, was that conditional finality? I'm 99% sure that was. I think I saw the stasis, like the stasis looking pellets, right? I can't tell. It looks, I think I see blue and pink. Yeah, that definitely was those stasis pellets. Okay, well, luckily he missed you. Let's just watch what happens though. Ooh. Okay, I see an issue. Okay, I see two problems. Three problems actually with this super. So the first kill you got, great. No problem, like that was good. That was excellent. The first problem I want to talk about is this guy that comes around rushing you with conditional finality. Now, obviously, you didn't know he had conditional finality. I'm not going to hold that above your head. But what happens here? Okay, you do this little jump. In fact, I'll slow it down for us here. Oops. Let me go here. I'll slow it down for us here. You do this little hop into the air. Okay, right here. Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I backed up too far. Hold on. Try this again. Okay, there was your first defeat. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So you do a bunny hop right here. This guy is coming straight towards you. Now, I'm going to draw a little diagram so you can understand what happened. This dude is coming this way. You're going this way. Your slam attack that you attempted to do, also, it doesn't go straight down. If it went straight down, it would have killed this guy. But it has a little bit of a forward momentum. Let me draw a side diagram to make it a little bit more understandable, maybe. He's going this way. You're coming this way. You jump up in the air. He's still coming this way. Then you activate that slam, which goes like this, kind of, and hits the ground right here. And that time, he's already run underneath you, and he's like right over here. So that slam didn't do anything. That's exactly what happened. Slamming, definitely a viable strategy, but if somebody's coming straight at you, either number one, don't slam, just do a light attack, or number two, do a 180 and then drop a slam. Like if you had 180'd this guy, you would have, instead of slamming down like roughly what, like right here, you would have slammed down like right here, right on top of his head. Got the kill so easy. So easy. And of course he missed with his conditional finality somehow, or he didn't miss, but he didn't freeze you somehow. I think that's the best part of it. But yeah, that's the first mistake here. Okay. So you go for the slam. See, he's already under you, way behind you. Now he missed with, this is great. He definitely had conditional finality. I don't know how on earth you survive that, to be honest. Sorry, I have a cough too. But hang on, let's see. Yeah, when you slam down here, this is and this happened, this used to happen to me all the freaking time with Hunter Supers. You spammed your button. Okay, you spammed your attack button because you see him behind you. You've already got your camera turned around, which is great. But you spam attack. You sprint past him. There's one attack. There's two attacks. He's all the way up here. You're all the way down here. Like y'all are easily probably 12 meters apart, and he's running to safety. You're still in the middle of this kind of little animation thing. This is what happens when you spam your button, okay? Because for some reason, well, not for some reason, but Hunter Supers like Silk Strike, Spectral Blades, this super, when you spam that button, it locks you in to those combos. And so I think what happened here, and I'll use my pin to demonstrate, you had your mouse and you were clicking like this. Like, oh, I gotta get him. What happens is when you double click, you're gonna do two attacks. Okay, and this is one of the difficult things that it took me a long time to learn in the Crucible, was having that control over your super. Instead of just spamming attacks, click once. Just click once to do an attack. If you miss, flick your mouse or whatever to find the enemy, then do another attack. Don't spam click, because that's kind of what cost you this kill right here, is you spam clicked and you ended up way down here because those attacks fling you forward. If you had clicked just one, let's rewind it just a little bit. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Let's go forward just a little bit. Okay. Here he comes. If you jump up, you do the slam, not necessarily a bad play, but bad timing. Yes. Turn around. You've got him ready. You swing. Here, another thing, you should have just turned around and instantly meleeed. And again, this is the DPI situation. If your DPI was a little bit higher, you could have flicked literally right into him and just, instead of running forward, smack that melee button. You would have got him. But you turn around, you meleeed once after he'd already passed you, and then you melee again because you're spam clicking, and that's that caused him to be able to run to safety. So then you turn around. Now, mind you, you're still at half health, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go in guns blazing. You see there right there. You walk. Okay, you do an attack there. I'm not entirely sure if you thought he would be right here trying to come out at you with a shotgun again or what, but there was an attack done right there. Still low health, and you're getting shot at. Now immediately you can see there's two guys. There's the guy that just had the shotgun. He's kind of right here. There's another guy up here. I think there is a third one. Okay. This is overcommitment on super, and this is what costs you right here. I think this also is not utilizing the full super kit. You are ready to be gunned down. Like, you are ready to go. You're ready to be toasted. What does Arc Staff have that can actually save your life right here? It's twirling ability, the ability to put up a shield in front of you. As soon as you round this corner and you see all these bullets coming at you, this is the point you should have started spinning your Arc Staff around. And when you start spinning, you don't have much super left, so you don't have much time, but it starts spinning and you keep right around this corner. You have a teammate down here, so the enemies aren't going to push you. Like, that's a guaranteed fact. But you move over here, and as soon as the super's out, hell, blink over the doorway, over to this way. That way you can kind of run, there's some red back there, maybe fight the guy over there, maybe get on this side, run around the pillar that's, over here somewhere, do whatever that is. But that twirl right there would have saved your life. It would have allowed you to take enough damage to move you literally this far. Like, this is like 1.5 meters at most, maybe 2 meters at most, actually. But it allowed you to move over there, get you out of that gunfire. Your super would have ran out. Yeah. But then you could have blinked. Hell, you could have blinked actually over the rock and back towards like the B flag, like this way, right? Like, you had a lot of options, but instead, again, you overcommitted to the super. Overcommitted to the super, and that's what got you killed right here. So we'll go ahead and speed it up. So just keep that in mind for next time. That twirl ability is not something to be underrated. Okay, and yeah, there's 3 of them out there. Let's see here. They got your teammate there. But again, and see, okay, here's another thing. They didn't come out there. So yeah, you could have had plenty of time to run away, recuperate your health, stuff like that. So we're gonna spawn on C. Are we gonna have some indecision? No. No indecision. All right, good. Good. No indecision. Although okay, no indecision, but I will say this. Again, this is so nitpicky. You could have saved a couple seconds. Oops, sorry. You could have saved a couple seconds instead of running straight here and then around. You could have just cut over like this, and you would have already been like by C. I know, super nitpicky, but yeah, that there's a point to be made. Okay, so we're gonna go. You got some team back here. That's good. You're gonna go with your team. Okay. Let's see. Pick up that orb of power. Okay. Back it up, just a tiny bit. There was an orb of power right here. There was not a good reason for you to not pick that up at all. Like this would have at minimum given you that arc surge that you have, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Well, not on the flag. Okay, can I just again? This is not a. This is a from a winning standpoint. Why did you not stand on the flag here? Now, yes, like technically you did get a point, but like you literally stepped on it at the very, very like accidentally, in my opinion, last second. Like it literally said 100. Like I know that y'all probably can't see it on YouTube very well, but it literally you stepped on it when it was at 100. That's why you got the points. Just stand on the flag. Okay, you don't have to do this awkward dance strafe left and right. Just stand on the flag, get the extra points for it. Okay, so you got 3 points because you had 2 teammates and yourself that were standing on it. Don't know. I think this guy was too slow to stand on it, but every time for every teammate you have on a flag, when you cap it or actually standing on it, you will get a point, and 1 point can mean the difference between win or loss. But yeah, somebody outside. They're going around behind, and okay, your teammate took care of them. You're gonna go through. Okay, gonna go to B. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Oh yeah, okay. So an issue that I see here, I know what you're doing, and you're doing the right thing. You're going on the hunt. You're looking for kills at this moment up here. The problem that I see with this is that wait for it. You're running up here. You don't see anybody. You don't actually physically see any enemies. You get to about right here. There's no red on the radar. There's nobody up here. Okay, there's no red coming from the middle. Like the radar shows you 65 meters away. If I'm 65 or 70 meters away, there was nobody coming. And you run up here, like you're not getting any kills because there's no enemy spawning. They're probably spawning back over by C, and that's kind of where you figure out you're gonna go. And there's an enemy, and you get a kill there. Hold on, I want to see this. How many shots did you take? Because you only landed 1. Let's see here. Okay, you landed your 7th shot. Okay, you shot 6 bullets and missed all of them. Again, I think this is something with maybe DPI. Maybe need some work, messing with your settings. And last word is an awkward gun because it's a hip fire weapon, right? It's a hip fire weapon. So when you run into a situation like, if you change your ADS multiplier, you get acclimated to it. But then you switch to last word and you don't hip fire any other weapons besides last word. It can feel awkward. That's one of the things that makes last word a little bit difficult to use. But yeah, you only landed 1 shot. Messing around with your settings, your DPI a little bit, increasing it a little bit might help you, in situations like that, hit more shots. Of course, you still got the kill, but I think it might help a little bit. Also, I just realized they got mercied, and okay, that's the end of the game. So, we're not watching True Vanguard's business. Nope. I want to go back. Oh, there we go. So overall, the things I want you to work on. Number 1, of course, you've got a melee heavy build. Don't force the build. Okay, don't force it to work. When the game first started, kind of in here, you were forcing it. You tried to force it to work, and you got killed. I can think of I think 4 occasions. There was obviously the opening of the game. There was the one. These aren't in order, by the way, but there was the one at the opening of the game. You tried to force it, didn't work. There was the one with the 2 warlocks behind C. Tried to force it, it didn't work. I know there was another. There was 4 because I was keeping tabs. Let me just fast forward for a second. This hallway, the hallway here, that's another one. You try to force it, didn't work. Let's see here. Where's another time? Yeah, that time. And then I know there's one more. I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, and then up here on the catwalk thing. So there's at least 4 times in the video where you try to force the melee build to work, and it doesn't really work. You had at least one situation where your melee build actually like really like came in clutch, and that was in that middle hallway there. You know, and it came in clutch. You got a great kill, and then of course you you know, kind of messed it up because you tried to force it to happen. But yeah, I think just, you know, concentrate next time, you know, focus on just playing slow. Just, you know, just because you have a melee build does not mean every single kill has to be a melee. You know, a melee build is an insurance policy that, hey, if I'm in close quarter combat, I'm gonna win a melee brawl. You know, I'm not gonna have a chance of like losing because I've got a whole build around it, you know. But yeah, that's the biggest tip that I can have. Also, like I said, change your sensitivity up a little bit. It's just, I can tell that you're struggling with your aim. You know, just it's just a little bit too slow. So change your ADS sensitivity up by like 1 or 2 points, you know, from 0.5 to 0.6, 0.7, something like that. And I think that could definitely help you out. Other than that, I think that, you know, you had some really good plays. You know, that blink play where you blinked to cover. Remember, blink is a defensive tool. It's not to be used offensively. The only character that can use it offensively is maybe an Astrocyte versus Warlock. But even then, it's very difficult to use it offensively. Like defensively, it saved your life in that situation. And actually, I think every time you tried to blink into a situation, you ended up dying and you didn't even get a kill. So that's just some food for thoughts for you. And then of course, like I said, you know, some of the nitpickier stuff, stand on the flag. If you're close enough, just stand on it. Change your loadout in a map like this. Like obviously this loadout, I don't know how many kills you got. It didn't say, but obviously, you know, this map is not well suited for Last Word and Sorrow's Verse. But if you want to use this loadout, stick to the areas that you know you're going to be able to win it. Such as that middle tunnel there. You know you're going to win gunfights in that middle tunnel. Maybe on the A flag or on the C flag, staying inside the buildings will help and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, I mean, that's kind of all I got to say about the footage. Like I said, hey, I really appreciate you submitting it. It's a lot of fun to go over this. Hopefully this does give you some insight. And if you're watching it and you're not the player that submitted this footage, hopefully it also gave you some insight into what goes through my mind as a high, as I hate saying high level player, but a high level player, you know, and what's, what my thoughts are on certain things. And hopefully it gives you pointers on, hey, I didn't think about that, you know. Another thing, you know, like I said, aiming at head level through a doorway, you know, midway through this doorway is where you should be aiming, not at belly button level, aim at head level, in an instance whenever it calls for it. But yeah, with that being said though, guys, I really hope y'all enjoy this video. It's a long one, I know, but I appreciate you if you watched it this far. Of course, if you want to see your gameplay featured in one of these videos, like I said, upload it to YouTube at least 720 pixels, preferably 1080 or even 1440, something super high. That way everybody that watches it on YouTube can see it clearly and stuff like that. Tag me in the description, tag me in the titles, something like that. I'll comment on it and say that I see it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's it for me. Do me a favor, like the video. Took a long time to make. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And do me another favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you'll like them. We'll see y'all next time, guys. Bye for now.